Hello and welcome to a new episode of Insta Talk, the show that covers all the latest stories on social media by your favorite influencers, bloggers and lifestyle experts. I'm your host Dina, and today we're discussing hope in Beirut and the late Princess of Wales.
In early August, the world stood still after the horrific port explosion that claimed the lives of over 190 people, injured more than 6,000, destroyed buildings and left more than 300,000 people homeless. But there is a beacon of hope for those adjusting to life after the tragedy. The people of Beirut have started to rebuild. Hundreds of Lebanese, Syrians, Palestinians and people from many other backgrounds are working side by side to respond to the disaster. We spoke to Ghayd Chammas, the man behind Al-Ama, to discover what's happening on the ground in Beirut.
Okay, and I have Ghayd Chammas here with me. Hello Ghayd, and thank you so much for joining us on Insta Talk.
Chammas though, but okay.
Chammas, welcome.
I can be the Shams, hopefully one day, but I can't do that yet. So
not do that yet. No, I'm sure there's your rays of let's say rays of sunshine is all over Beirut, Lebanon, and it's reaching over here to the UK as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you so much, Ghayd. Now, before we start, I just want to clarify, with you, what is Al-Ama?
Al-Ama means like literally like a WTF in a different language. In everyday's life, you wake up, stuff happening to you is like, what WTF, what's going on, you know?
Yes.
So it's a word we use a lot here.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I see. And how does that relate to Ghayd, Al-Ama and Ghayd? How do they come together? Can you explain to us briefly?
Al-Ama is my product, and it resembles me a lot. You know, it's not obviously how I talk in real life, because I'm not going to do the high pitched sounds all the time and do the crazy dude. But it's a show. Al-Ama is a show, and most of the time I'm very serious about topics. I talk about social issues, social political issues, yeah. And mainly comedy. And I have decided I started my platform as a comedy platform, and still is, but from time to time I just divert the content and I balance it out to serve a certain purpose, to try as much as possible to be a contributor to building a nation through what I think this nation could be made of, which is perspectives, thoughts, points of views, and I try to express about that through sarcasm, and sarcasm is the most effective way to convey a message. Exactly. And so I use it all the time. Some people get offended. We don't really care about that. Yeah. That's the whole point. I mean, the more you grow, the more haters you're gonna get. And basically.
Well, today's topic, actually, we're going to be talking about the horrific explosion that took place in Beirut. Now, it hasn't been a month yet since the explosion, but the international news coverage has slightly thinned out. What can you tell us about daily life in Beirut almost a month on?
It's devastating. I mean, the repercussions of the explosions are hurtful, and people are not over it yet, though there are different people who moved on, if I may say, like they're starting to go out and live their lives. But I mean, I would say 80 to 90% of the populations did not forget and did not forgive as well. So I mean, yes, we have to live our lives, but there are people who do it less than others, like who go out and enjoy their lives less than others because they're not in the mood to do so. Like, I'm not in the mood personally to go out and party. I'm not in the mood of, I don't know, traveling maybe, or though I can't, but I mean, because that's different. That's an economical situation and with the corona and everything. But you feel in general there's this vibe of, we did not get justice out of this, because there are still, today they were removing a guy from the debris after 20 days of the more than 20 days in the explosion, he was alive. We're just confirming the news if he's alive or passed away. But it's really difficult. You have a group of people who go and take selfies and pictures and do a photo shoots in front of this graveyard of Beirut to get some likes on Instagram. You have different people who I don't know, who post pictures of food disregarding the whole economical situation, and it's only getting worse. You know, we still have 3 months left, and the situation in Lebanon is getting worse. And this explosion is probably, I mean, it's a summary of the 30-year war that happened during our parents' time. In 7 seconds, the damages was worth around 12 to 15 billion dollars. And I mean, this was during wartime, it wasn't that much in Lebanon during 30 years. So you can imagine what I went today to Jemaise, Maram Khail, and Karantina. I was driving my electrical scooter, just scouting around and having a couple of meetings there. It breaks my heart to see this. You see a building completely cut in half. Like, it's not my building. You had the aluminium and the glass and few doors that are completely destroyed. But I mean, I am lucky because there are different buildings where the living room is sliced in half. So if you can imagine, like, the elder population or the young population, or actually anyone who could not really survive this explosion, suddenly died. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And the politicians are directly in charge of this explosion, and none of them went and say, we're sorry. They're not going to say that textually like that, but I mean, in general, we're sorry for that. We're going to take care of you. Don't worry about it. We're going to rebuild Lebanon. None of them said that. They all tried to ride the wave. What happened is the Lebanese citizens, most of them in thousands of volunteers, have gathered together to clean the streets, to clean the houses, to provide food, to provide aid to people, different kinds of aids, and they've held like small base camps in different areas, different NGOs that were created either on the spot or pre-existing. It doesn't really matter, really, like small or big groups. And the donations were coming and are still coming, and it's still not enough. Like what I'm crazy about, and I was thinking about it like a few days ago, you remember when Notre Dame de Paris caught fire? It instantly got like a $600 million donation.
Yes.
And if you add all the donations together in this crime against humanity, not this fire, it won't reach more than 10 million. That's the whole city. That's the whole city that's destroyed versus a church, which is iconic, historical, important, etc. But it's weird how the international community tend to disregard the lives lost of 200 plus, 7,000 plus injured, 300,000 plus homeless, compared to a cathedral that can be rebuilt. I mean, yes, it was a disaster, and it breaks my heart to see this happening, but $600 million could build at least like 4, 5, 10 full streets with their houses properly, better than they were before, including the full refurbishing and rebuilding of at least 50,000 houses. So that's what breaks my heart.
I can imagine it breaks your heart, and it breaks, I think, a lot of people's hearts to actually see this happening. And it is a tragedy that's taken place in such a beautiful country. Do you feel that if there is hope now, okay, let's talk about hope and looking for the future. Hope in the face of tragedy is a powerful thing, but how are the people expressing this hope? Should there be any hope? And I'm sure people will always be hopeful for the best.
Look, I would tell you that people should be hopeful, as I am hopeful. But between me and myself, the hell with this country. And with its politicians, it doesn't belong to us. They don't want it to belong to us. They don't want it to belong to people who really care about it and build a nation. However, we are fighting for it, and we still are. And we still meet on a weekly basis to come up with a plan to save this country from those tyrants, from those politicians. If you had an opportunity as someone like me, who's just a little bit, who has a university degree and who has some work experience and who traveled and saw what the world looks like and did a small assessment while being away from this country, who took some time to look at it in a bird's view and like, okay, I don't care about them. I don't care about their political views. They are playing with us. They are screwing us up. I don't want to be part of this organization, and I want to be strong enough and independent enough to lead by myself. So it's every man for himself thing. However, the people fighting for this country in general, and I don't want to be, I'm sorry for the word an asshole to say that, but the people fighting for this country and leading it are generally more educated people who care about the greater good of its nation. It's not like we don't know what we're talking about. There is a plan. There's a political front that is being held. There are groups of people who are working hard on either content on social media, on television, on ground, on justice, on communication, on public relations, etc., 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 to form a political front and fight this demon that has been ravaging and stealing us. Our houses are destroyed. Our money is stuck in the bank. We cannot withdraw money. We have a limit of $25 to $50 on our credit card. Our dollar is worth 8,000 to 9,000 Lebanese lira, whereas it was worth 1,500 Lebanese lira. So it's inflated big time. People some of the people lost hope, but I really hope that this explosion right now has reignited the flame in people's heart to actually do something about it, and they did. There were demonstrations yesterday that were kind of bloody, and the one in 8 August that was also kind of bloody, and I was there, and we were really, I was personally really happy that it escalates this way. My personal job is to make the government and politician lives miserable through to destroy their image in the right way, right? Because we always find things to talk about.
Yes.
And I want to make them look bad for what they've done. I want to make them look bad for killing those people and not assuming responsibility for it. I want them to resign. I want justice to get for us to get justice. We want them to يتحاسبوا. That's the word we use in Lebanon. Like we want a fair trial on the explosion and previously the amount of robbery, of injustice that they have instilled in their system. So that's our real problem here.
Finally, just a final question, Ghayd. As an influencer, as an activist, what words of hope would you deliver to the Lebanese viewers, Lebanese followers, to those that are living inside and outside of Lebanon? Because there are a lot of Lebanese outside Lebanon, like one of our guests who is a Lebanese artist, that is so hurt, that is so angry, and she herself is trying to do a lot, obviously, to help those that have been affected by the incident. But how would you actually allow them to, how would you influence them, obviously, with your words of hope, or what would you say to them?
Look, I'm not in a position to influence anyone on hope. I do it for myself. I would tell them that if you had an opportunity to find a job abroad and live your life and start your own life from scratch abroad, please do it. It's this country is breaking apart. There are people who want to stay and who are going to work on rebuilding it. I am one of them. I mean, I can leave. I could leave, but I'm really depleting all my options here. And fighting my way around because I have the opportunity to do so, because I have a solid CV and half a brain to sell myself and get a proper job. I'm jobless since October, but it's different. There's always a way around things. I'm depleting those options before really losing hope completely. It's okay to leave and start abroad as long as you still believe in the cause. A cause is a cause wherever you are in a geographical area.
Yeah.
But I would tell them that we are going to win eventually. I mean, every regime, every empire has a fall in history. No one stays forever.
True.
And it's not going to remain the same. And what we are doing now, as I said earlier, this political party / front, hence an opposition is being created. The Thawra is now an opposition, and it's getting armed politically.
Yeah.
To stand in front of those oppressors, to tell them that, to shake them and to tell them that, okay, we're here, we're going to stand in front of you. What you say doesn't make sense. What you say is complete crap. We're not going to allow you to behave the way you used to, because there's someone powerful enough to tell you to stop and to put you in your place. So this has started now. We tried to do that a few months ago, but it wasn't going to be done in the right context. In the Silmiye, Silmiye is being peaceful. In the peaceful protest that started in the past few months, we didn't need that, because we thought that when this government or those in charge would see this amount of people turning against them, getting insulted, and even if you take a drone and film those 2 million on the street,
yeah.
If you notice that there's a city that blew, if you notice that the currency is devaluated, you would do something about it. You would resign. None of this did anything at all to any politician. As I said earlier, they haven't. All they care about is religion, sectarianism, and their own interests. They're all in it together. They all do deals under the table together, but they would guide their religious sects and groups separately on grounds to create tensions and to create hate and hatred, because it's their only weapon. The تفرقة الشعب.
Yeah.
How do I say it technically? I don't know. It's their way.
Disintegrate the public, disintegrate them. So sort of,
Disintegrate, yeah, religiously.
Yeah,
religiously, because religion is a huge thing here, and people would fall for it like sheep. We're not. We as a revolution or as an opposition, we do not talk about religion. We want a دولة مدنية. We want a مجتمع علماني, like
a civil society.
So
yeah, exactly. Well, Ghayd Chammas, I really do appreciate you coming on Insta Talk and obviously sharing your views and your opinion. And I'm sure your message will reach to those that need to hear it. And hopefully it does. But we just have to, I guess, just like you said, you have to keep raising these issues in social media. And I hope this is one step forward for your intentions and your goals. So thank you so much, Ghayd, for coming on Insta Talk. Thank you.
When tragedy strikes, artists from around the world use their talents to tell the stories. They often come together to raise money and awareness and help to bring hope during the darkest times. In disasters such as the Grenfell fire, musicians came together to release music that raised money for those affected by the disaster. And for Lebanon, artists in all mediums use their voices to spread awareness, send prayers, and promote places to donate to the Beirut community. Christine Jamil is a Lebanese artist based in London. She has painted several pieces for her beloved country Lebanon, and most recently she created a special painting on the Beirut disaster, highlighting that no matter how far away, the grief is shared.
And now I have with me the beautiful artist, Christine Jamil. Hello, Christine. How are you today?
Hi, Dina. I'm good, Habiba. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Lovely to see you, and welcome to Insta Talk.
Thank you.
Now, Christine, you've painted several pieces on the Beirut explosion. As an artist, how has it helped you process this tragedy, and especially the tragedy, I can't even pronounce it now, the tragedy of the latest explosion that took place in Beirut?
To be honest, I had so much anger inside me and pain. And by painting, it made me feel a little bit at ease.
Mm-hmm.
But it was devastating, actually, to see what happened in Lebanon. I just couldn't stop crying, and I had to do something. I had to get it out of my system.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as you know, I was born and brought up in Beirut, so I've seen the war. I've seen people suffer, but this explosion was unbelievable. It was just nothing like I've ever seen or heard in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
I heard that it was the second or third biggest in the world.
That's true. Yes, that's absolutely true. And now, you know, the symbolism of the painting that you've got now next to you. Now, this painting is a very special painting, and this is what we want to talk about today in our show. Now, the symbolism of having the bird that's flying away from the explosion, which is the bird of fire, I think you call it. It's a very powerful message that Lebanon would rise from the ashes. What was your thought process in creating the bird of fire? How did you put it together, and why did you call it the bird of fire? I think obviously the viewers would like to know this.
When I started the painting, I had no intention of painting a bird. It was just mainly the anger, the fire, and the explosion. But as I was painting and watching the news in stages, then I was hearing people being found alive, and then after the people went on the streets cleaning the streets. You know, as you know, Lebanese
Yes.
are resilient.
Yes.
So I wanted to show a bit of hope, not too much, because really I'm still devastated by this explosion, and I feel like nothing was done, or we don't know who was behind this massive explosion. So I wanted to give a bit of hope by painting this little bird.
Yes, and it certainly does come across as hope for the people of Lebanon. Now, being far away from the disaster often make people feel helpless, and with Beirut slipping out of the international headlines, what should the Lebanese people be doing to keep it going on and being heard in headlines?
Keep talking about it, showing things on social media, on the news. There maybe do demonstrations overseas and in Lebanon. And I think people shouldn't forgive or forget what happened, because someone needs to be blamed for this, or justice should be served, I think.
Right, okay. And at the moment, what do you plan to do with your painting, Christine?
I was hoping to contact the Red Cross and do online, what do you call this? Auction.
Right.
But I'm trying to sort out the email and get in touch with the right department. So hopefully soon, but definitely I would love to donate it and raise some money to help, like many people have done as well.
Fantastic. I mean, obviously we have our viewers, and we have this beautiful painting that Christine is actually donating and is giving away, but it's got to be done through an auction. So therefore, anybody interested, they know who to contact Christine and make a bid, I guess. That's probably the best way to publicize it at the moment.
Hopefully. Thank you, Dina. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Christine. And like I said, your paintings have so many meanings to them. I mean, where do you get the inspiration? Just one last question. Where do you get the inspiration for each of your painting? Because each of your painting has got a story behind it. Is that correct?
It's how I feel, I think. It comes from inside. Watching the news and seeing the explosion, I think I wanted to show the anger that I have. So it's just from watching things on a daily basis in my life.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Christine. It's been such a real pleasure having you as our guest on Insta Talk. And hopefully this painting will actually go to somebody that will really cherish it and hopefully will pay the highest price. Thank you so much, Christine.
Hopefully. Thank you, Dina. Thank you.
It's been 23 years since the tragic death of Princess Diana, one of the most loved public figures in the world. Known for being the people's princess and her tireless commitment to charity work, she is forever cemented in the nation's heart. In recent years, it's been Diana's fashion legacy that has become a talking point, with the likes of Kendall Jenner and Hailey Bieber crediting the late princess as a fashion icon and inspiration. Diana was known for glamorous gowns and cool street style. We're heading now to our fashion expert Rana zone to find out how you can take inspiration from Diana and add a modern twist.
And of course, as usual, we have with us our lovely stylist, Rana Zon. Hello, Rana, how are you today?
Hi, Dina.
How
I'm
are
well,
you?
alhamdulillah. Thank you,
Very
dear.
good.
Thank you,
Excellent.
dear. Thank you.
I love
Thank
your
you. And
style
you, how are
today. And
you?
by the way, your earrings
Thank
match
you.
my
Yeah.
top.
Yes, yes, I can see. I can see.
You need to
يعني,
lend them to me. I need to borrow them from you
yes,
one day.
okay. You know, this is the new trend, the feather. Now feather is trending with most of like clothes,
Yeah.
you know, sleeves. So
Uh-huh.
it's with the accessories also.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to look out
Thank
for
you.
feather earrings and I'm going to try and
Yes,
find them in the shops. Right. Today
yes.
we're talking about the late Princess Diana and her beautiful style. So I wanted to ask you, what has actually drawn people back to Diana as a fashion icon? Why do we keep going back to Diana?
Actually, Princess Diana or Lady Diana, on the 90s and the 80s, she started to be a style muse, trendsetter, and she started to dress street style or casual things that we see them back again, that everybody is loving them. And we can see on Kate and Meghan, they
That's
are
right.
wearing her things again,
Mhm.
and we can find them over lots of shops.
Yes. Yes.
So I can give you some examples
Yeah.
that we can see people are back into. Like we remember she was going and running out in London
Mm.
with a big jogger, like you know, with a
Yes.
biker shorts,
Yes.
and she used to have like oversized jumpers
Mm-hmm.
and sweaters. We can see like this is one like I got from Zara,
Uh-huh.
and it's like a back denim with a in front thread. And there is now it's trending oversized jumpers, like this one new by Beyonce with Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
So this
It's
was
very
a
nice.
big trend,
Mm-hmm.
and styled by her, that everybody is wearing oversized jumpers, and some of the runners are getting it, or like fitness ladies
Yeah.
with the biker shorts.
I see. Right. And I
Yeah,
have noticed, you are right. I mean, the oversized jumpers and the oversized tops or sweaters, it's always been a thing since Princess Diana had actually worn it the first time. Now, we've also seen many young models and celebrities copy Diana's street style over the last few years. Even Harry Styles, you know, the singer, has joined the Diana fashion trend. So what's the key item to pull off Diana's street look? So what is the key, other than obviously the oversized jumpers and the sweaters?
yeah. Like you know, I'm wearing this also a shirt with
I
the
love
big
it.
sleeves. You know, also she was wearing big sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
We can see it by like she had that trend of 80s with the big sleeves shirts. This what also was trending. And also we saw Megan wearing, you know, like the dresses with the
Yes,
bold colors. She
true.
was wearing bold colors.
Mm-hmm.
So, and overcoat, you know, because always London is very cold. So overcoats were also trending with
Mm.
flashy colors like red. We saw like orange with like Kate was also this I found in
I love this. I love this
Zara,
color. Yes, this jacket. Yes.
green one. Yeah,
Mm.
it's also a very nice piece. It's a like overcoat,
Very
and I
nice.
think it's a very trending piece.
Mm-hmm.
The overcoat, I think it's a must-have in London. Yeah.
Yes, of course. I mean, we all carry, whether we carry our overcoats or we wear them, or you must always have it with you whenever you go out, because the weather is so unpredictable.
Yeah, this is a very must-have piece that everybody, you can find it in like Mango, Zara, Topshop with multicolors, and
That's
usually
true. Yes, I've also seen it in ASOS. ASOS is becoming actually a lot of the outfits and the styles that they have very match or similar to Lady Diana's style. Now,
yes,
obviously, Lady Diana, we all know that she was also known for her incredible dresses, especially the
yes,
famous black dress that she wore back in 1994, the really sleek black dress.
yes.
Now, what dresses can you show us that are available in the high street that's close to Diana's style?
There is remember I saw her wearing a blue like what they say, a one shoulder sleeve.
Oh, yes, the one shoulder, yes.
Like we can see on the mannequin. One shoulder sleeve, yeah, that was a really always her kind of sleeves, and she was always having lace, using lace with her dresses.
Yes, yes.
Yes, it gives the feminine
It's
touch
very
for the
sophisticated.
lady.
Yes.
Yes, and also like some polka dots dresses.
Polka dots never
Also,
go out of trend.
yes.
I mean, I was going to ask you to actually give us a dedicated segment about polka dots, because everywhere I go at the moment in the shops, polka dots is everywhere.
Yes, it is. It is. You can find shirts, skirts, dresses. Yes, it's trending now. Yeah.
So we
And
are in a way copying a lot, or sort of finding a lot of outfits that are very, very similar. So we're bringing back everything that Princess Diana was wearing in the past.
Yes, yes, and also some there is like what they say, blazers.
Yeah.
This is blazers like with the like a tuxedo blazers,
Tuxedo place, yes.
Also oversized jackets. She was wearing it with white shirts and the high waist jeans, the mom jeans.
Yes.
So this was also she used to wear it. This gives also the look that everybody
yes, that's
can
a
use.
very Diana look. Yes, that's right.
Yes.
And with the mum's jeans, I think they were invented after Princess Diana came out wearing these big jeans. Do you remember?
Yes, and it's a raised
high-waisted.
Yes, and with always we see her with the white shirts and wearing loafers, shoes.
Yes, that's right. She was such a I call it a very simple, humble lady, and that was also reflecting on her outfits. Her outfits were just amazing. Wherever she wore, she always looked absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and she was wearing also, some short dresses sometimes, to show her like beauty of her skin, legs.
Yes.
And after the divorce, she tried to be like more into casual, street style, and also elegant. Elegant. She was so elegant, and everybody was going to was like looking forward to look what she's gonna dress, what she's gonna have, like a new trend for each one of us.
Yes.
So I love her hairstyle. And there's one thing also, she did this wearing, I saw her with a military jacket, giving that touch when she used to visit some military places in London. And one more thing, very, very exclusive, you know, for her is that she always used to wear accessories that made of pearl.
Ah, yes, she
Oh,
loved pearl.
she
Yes,
loves pearls.
yes,
So,
that's right.
and now it's trendy. Now we can find in a lot of shops like pearl, you know, like earrings,
Oh, wow, these are
ring.
very nice. Yes,
Yeah, you know, we can find like some, you know, like statement necklaces.
yes.
Yeah, I remember also like brush.
Ah,
She
this is
used,
beautiful. This is
yeah,
very nice. Yes,
yeah, she used to add always pearls in her accessories.
yes, right.
Always. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that was something we've noticed actually. So if we want to actually find similar outfits, obviously not the same brands, but we're talking about similar outfits. So where do we
Yes.
go and find them? Where do we look mainly?
We can find in Mango, Aces, Zara. There's a lot of, you know, H&M. Now everybody is trying to do these pieces, and because people are loving it, and ladies are wearing them again.
Yes,
And
yes.
also we can add to the, you know, she used always wearing clutches,
Oh,
golden
yes, she loves her
clutches.
clutches. Yes,
Yes, so this is like, you know, embroidery, like Palestinian clutches,
right.
like
Yes.
also to have something, you know, very different with our clothes.
Mm.
So yeah, this is like a lot of, and don't forget, of course, your mask.
Oh, yes, of course. We have to
Yeah,
wear the mask.
now,
She
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have to wear the
So,
mask, but we have to,
no,
unfortunately. It's a different time
no, yeah.
altogether.
But
Absolutely.
we can find them now, you know, to go with our outfits now.
Excellent, excellent. Rana, thank you ever so much. You have actually given us a lot of ideas so that we can actually go out there and find outfits that are very similar to the late beautiful Princess Diana. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Rana, and hopefully we'll see
Thank
you
you,
next
dear.
week.
Inshallah, inshallah. Bye
Thank you, darling.
bye.
Take care. Bye. Have a
Bye
good
bye.
weekend.
Take care. You too. Bye bye.
Changing and improving your diet always seems like a mountain to climb, but chef and nutrition health coach Daniella Malfitano is here to guide us through the simple steps and the benefits of making small changes. With over 15 years experience, her work has led her to working with industry-leading companies and individuals as a trusted wellness expert and culinary health educator. Hello, Danielle, and thank you for joining us on Insta Talk.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here today. I'm so excited to share the information that I have.
That's brilliant. Right. So just want to ask you, Daniela, how do we make a new start from lockdown and better ourselves?
Yes, I think it's really important to keep it simple during these times. You know, the world is very overwhelming. We're in a global pandemic, and who knows how long this will last. So the advice that I would give is to start easy and really think about the small, simple changes that you can make. Remember that your food really affects your mood. So when we can change the food we eat, we're going to have a better output. If I eat healthier, I'm going to feel better. And that's just the basic way to think about it and the most easiest way to go about staying sane and balanced during this lockdown.
Right. Okay. Now, what can I do to improve my family's eating habits without changing everything, basically?
Yeah, I think that again, it's really important that if you want to change your entire family's eating habits or even your own as an individual, just really keep it as simple as possible. Now, one of the easiest ways to go about this is think about a small goal that you can set. Make it like, I'm going to cook one vegetarian meal every lunch this week. And just put your mind to doing that and then try to do that as best as possible. But I think the most important caveat to all of this is if you fall off the wagon, so to speak, and let's say you have you slip or you can't get some vegetarian food for a specific day, don't be so hard on yourself. Know that it's totally okay and you can get right back into it for the next meal. And I think that's the easiest way to approach this, and your family is not going to feel so overwhelmed by such drastic changes all at once.
Right, I see. And do you think that if we're going to look at maybe plant-based diets, for example, can I get all the nutrition I need from a plant-based diet?
Yes, absolutely. And I love how you're framing this. It's all about seeing it as a plant-forward diet, right? So you can get all the nutrients from just vegetables, of course, and you can't get all the nutrients from fruits, of course. And what you want to think about when enjoying a plant-based diet is that you want to eat the rainbow. It's my favorite saying in this field of nutrition science. And what it really means is you want to eat all different types of foods. So those are the fruits, the vegetables, the nuts, the seeds, the tubers, the root vegetables, the legumes, the beans, and all of this encompasses a really, really balanced diet that's going to set you up for success and right away is going to make you feel the best, the absolute best in your body and in your mood overall.
Right, and just wanted to ask, if I wanted to sort of say, for example, I'm the sort of person that if I wanted just to sort of eat more of the nuts and maybe less of the fruit, how would that actually affect my health generally, or even with me, say, dieting?
I love this question because I think it's really interesting to think about, because we're eating plants and this is a plant-forward diet, there's really no way to mess this up. So let's say you do like nuts more than you like healthy fats. Enjoy those nuts, and of course, enjoy everything with a balanced portion in mind. But no, you cannot mess up your balance. Your body will naturally take away the micro and the macronutrients from all of the food sources that you're consuming. So
Right.
if you're a little bit more nuts versus fruit, or fat versus, let's say, starchy vegetable, your body will actually find its own balance and its own homeostasis. It's quite an amazing thing what the body can do and how it can actually bring us back to balance no matter what in every case.
Right. And that brings us to the end of this week's Insta Talk. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back next week with all the latest trending stories from our fashion stylists, influencers, and lifestyle experts. If you want to continue the conversation and watch our weekly episodes of Insta Talk, then follow us online at WTX News on Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website www.wtxnews.com, or subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can like, share, and comment. So that's it from us. I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.